4 items. You are currently on reload page. How to create content that works well with screen readers. Vertical line accessibility. HTML content. You are currently on HTML content. To enter the web area, press Ctrl Option Shift down arrow. Internal link. Skip the main content. Banner 1 item. Visited link. End of banner. Banner 4 items. Heading level 1 2 item. Organizations. Link. Government digital service. Search 2 items. Search for. Search for. Search button. End of search. End of banner. Main 7 items. Heading level 1. How to create content that works well with screen readers. Link. Leonie Watson. 8 February 2017. Link. Accessibility. You link. Assistive technology. You link. Content. The video below shows a screen reader in use on the ukgov.uk homepage. Frame 0. Screen readers are applications that turn on-screen content into speech or show it on a braille display. Most screen readers are made up of 2 things: the screen reader software and the text-to-speech (TTS) engine, which is what converts the text from the screen reader into speech. Through our accessibility community, we often get asked about how to create content that works well with screen readers. The broad answer is to write content that is as clear and simple as possible, as you would in any case. Here's a closer look at how screen readers respond to content, and what it means for the people creating that content. Heading level 2, punctuation. One thing to consider is the way screen readers handle punctuation. This can vary depending on the screen reader. Some announce important punctuation marks by default, like the @ sign in an email address, but do not announce common punctuation marks like full stops or question marks. Instead, they speak the text much like a human would. They pause briefly at the end of a sentence where there is a full stop, or increase the pitch of the voice where the sentence ends in a question mark. Some screen readers speak all punctuation by default, and they can all be adjusted by the user to choose how much punctuation is announced. Heading level 2, language. Then there is the content itself. The English language is not a simple thing. We have words that are spelled the same, but that sound different. We tie a bow or take a bow. We have words that sound different depending on the context they're used in. Last week we read something, and now we want to read it again. Some screen readers are good at choosing the right pronunciation based on the surrounding context, but others are not. Heading level 2, acronyms. When it comes to acronyms and abbreviations, there are more differences. Sometimes we speak acronyms as whole words and at others one letter at a time. For example, the acronym for value-added tax can be said as VAT, or as VAT, like a container of liquid. A screen reader might speak an acronym like a word, when a person would not. For example, the acronym for Disability Living Allowance is pronounced DLA by people, but some screen readers will say LA like law instead. The abbreviation governor is an interesting case. In British English, it's an abbreviation for government, and screen readers using a TTS engine with a British voice will speak it as it's written, governor. However, a screen reader using a TTS with an American voice might speak it as governor, because in the US, governor is also a short form of that word. Capital letters also change the way screen readers pronounce things. The screen reader will say governor.uk like a person would governor.uk, unless it is reading it as part of a web address where it's in lowercase. Then it will say something like governor.uk instead. Heading level 2, what's the answer? There are lots of different screen readers in use, as our recent link, assistive technology survey found. There are also many different ways a screen reader can be configured, and there are many ways the English language makes things complicated. So it probably isn't possible to write content that will work flawlessly for everyone who uses a screen reader. It is tempting to try to write content so it sounds right with screen readers. To put spaces between the letters of an acronym, VAT, or full stops, V.A.T, or even to use hidden text so something is written phonetically, VAT, for example. The trouble is that spaces between letters can make things difficult for sighted people to read, especially if they have low literacy or find reading difficult because of a condition like dyslexia. Putting a full stop between each letter prevents those acronyms that can be spoken like whole words being announced properly by screen readers. Using hidden text to spell something phonetically might work for people using a screen reader with a TTS engine, but people using a refreshable braille display will read the text exactly as it's written. Anyone who uses personalized style sheets will see the same thing, and that means they will see content that is spelled incorrectly. Heading level 2, user experience. Received wisdom is that users are accustomed to screen readers pronouncing things strangely sometimes, especially if they use more than one screen reader on a regular basis. If the user is unsure of the way a word is spoken, they can choose to read it one character at a time, or have the screen reader spell it out for them. Some screen readers also have dictionaries where it's possible to change the way a word is pronounced, or add pronunciations for new or unusual words. So the best answer seems to be, don't write content that works specifically for screen readers, write content that works well for everyone. Use correct punctuation, spelling and grammar, use standard conventions for acronyms and abbreviations, and use words that are appropriate for your audience. Heading level 2, help us find out more. There is a lot of guesswork involved in this recommendation now. Little or no rigorous research has been done into the comparative behaviors of screen readers, DTS engines and refreshable braille displays, or user preferences for these things. So in the best tradition of starting somewhere, we, the GDS accessibility team, would like to know what you think. If you use a screen reader, with or without a refreshable braille display, if you don't use a screen reader but have difficulty reading content sometimes, or if you know of any research into these things, please let us know by leaving a comment on this post or by getting in touch through the link. Cross-Government Accessibility Google Group.